welcome to our tarot horoscope readings for Beltane for 2025. Beltane or Bealtaine or May Day or my Feiertag, whatever you call it, wherever you're from. This timing of the beginning of May is a time of celebrating the warmth and life and light of the sun and all of the joys, however large or small, in life that we can revel in. It's a great time for celebrating love, marriage, and fertility in particular. It's one of the reasons May is such a popular time to get married or propose. And of course, we're in Taurus season as well. It's a very fertile and loving and fervent time. Hopefully all of these readings will help give an idea of what sort of joys you can expect to find or where to look to find those joys and that celebration. Fittingly, one of our best friends is getting married today. Today is also the first birthday of one of my best friend's first child. He is 1 year old as of this morning. It's also the second point in the year where the veil is thinnest. Lots of supernatural phenomena, lots of divination, and being able to speak more closely and interact more closely with energies from beyond spaces. So we'll be following the same format as always, reading 3 cards plus the bottom of the deck, sometimes more, because extra cards like to jump a lot on this channel, from a Waite-Smith style deck, and this is the very first tarot deck I ever started reading with. This is my oldest friend in this art. And 1 card from an oracle style deck, in this case the Creativity Oracle, which is very self-explanatory. And as I said, we are in Taurus season, so we'll be starting with Taurus and ending with Aries. Bit of housekeeping to get through. As always with any of my tarot videos, first and foremost, take what resonates and leave what does not. Your sun sign's reading, i.e. the sign you tell people that you are when they ask what your zodiac is, may not necessarily be the most fitting reading. All aspects of that reading might not necessarily fit. The reading that speaks most closely to what you are dealing with is the one for you. I do offer personal tarot readings through my website, AlirienCosplay.com. They start at $8 per session, depending on the type of reading you want. I will film myself shuffling and explaining the cards to you and send it to an email address that you provide at the time of booking. There are certain things I don't cover. There's a disclaimer on my website. Again, AlirienCosplay.com for all of that information. You can find a direct button to the tarot booking spot in my link tree in the description. And if you enjoyed the video today, I hope you will show the video some love, and if nothing else, I hope you will subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and turn on notifications, because we are on the march up to 500 so that I can monetize the channel. So I do hope you will help out with that. I think that's all the housekeeping out of the way, so let's go ahead and shuffle our cards and start with Taurus. Trying to jump. Hello. Okay. Alright. Good lord. Alright, Taurus. You have pulled for Bealtaine the 7 of Pentacles in the bottom of the deck, the 5 of Swords inverted, the 7 of Wands inverted, the Ace of Wands inverted, and your Creativity Oracle says push. Don't feel inadequate, forget how to quit, push on no matter how things look. And that pretty much sums up the general sense of the reading. I will go into the cards a little further though. The 7 of Pentacles is a card of perseverance, patience, diligence, continuing to work and taking the time to do everything the correct way the first time so that it ultimately doesn't take you longer in the end, because you're not having to go back and undo and fix mistakes and things like that. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. But it seems perhaps that you are getting bogged down with how long things are taking, with the tedium, with you know, needing to do so many things and do them right in order for this to succeed. You want your results already. You're getting impatient. But that impatience and I think a level of competitiveness, for some reason you're feeling the need either to beat other people to something, to prove something to someone, to perhaps beat your own best. You're feeling too much of a competitive nature, and it's causing all of these issues. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're getting lost in a need need to win in some way, and it's causing you to perhaps want to cheat or cut corners. You're focused on the when, not the how. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're considering possibly even giving up, and your spark and your drive to keep going and finish what you've started is lost. Don't listen to that voice. Forget what it even means to quit something. You started down this road, need to finish it. Don't worry about how long it takes. Don't worry about comparing your path to someone else's. Don't even worry if it's better than your last work. Whatever this is about, focus on getting there and getting there right, rather than getting there fast or never at all. Gemini, your Beltane reading is Strength in the bottom of the deck. You actually have the Fool right underneath it. I think that does play in here. The Seven of Swords inverted, the Four of Swords inverted, the Three of Cups, and your Creativity Oracle is this artwork of flowers and a tiger and reads Confidence. Know and feel this affirmation beyond a doubt. I am all I need to get what I want. Gemini, similarly to Taurus, has been working towards something, and I think similarly has been going at it too hard instead of risking giving up because of how long it's taking. I think you instead are just pushing really, really hard because you're so determined to get this done that you're not gonna let anything stop you. And you're risking burning yourself out. You're not listening to your physical body. You're not listening to your mind. You're not listening to everything that's telling you you need to slow down, you need to take a break. The Strength card says you are strong. You are capable of doing this. So does this. You don't need to kill yourself working so hard for this goal to prove that you can do it. There is a balance that needs to be struck, and you recognize this. The inverted Seven of Swords says that you realize that you're going too hard and you're beating yourself up, and indicates that you're needing and wanting to be more honest with yourself about your limits and wanting to take better care of yourself. You want to fix it and change it, because the inverted Four of Swords, similarly, you're exhausted. You're stressed beyond belief. You're burning yourself out. And if you don't fix this now, it's gonna be worse and you might never actually reach your goal. Best way to go about this is to take a step back and spend some time with your friends. That's what the Three of Cups is. It's reunion, it's friendship, it's community. It's spending time with the people that you know and love and trust most, who love and trust you most and want the best for you, and will be there by your side, success or failure. Take a break and spend some time with them. Let them remind you how capable you are. Let them, your friends, your family, whoever this is, let them reinvigorate you. You need time with them. You need time away from this. You need plenty of sleep. You need a shower. You need to eat full, good, real meals. You need to take care of yourself. And you need to not be upset with yourself anytime you need to take a step back to take care of your physical body and give your brain a break. Your body and your mind need rest, and they need fuel, because if you keep running on empty, you're gonna stall out. You are everything you need. You just need to recognize that there are limits and there are times to take breaks. Cancer, you have pulled the Four of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles inverted, the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and your Creativity Oracle is the same as Taurus's. There's the artwork, and it reads, push. Don't feel inadequate. Forget how to quit. Push on no matter how things look. I think you, Cancer, similarly to Gemini and Taurus, are feeling, well, inadequate. Or you've been dealing with feelings of not being able to actually reach the goal that you have set out toward, whatever this goal may be. Four of Cups in particular is a disconnectedness and a sense of apathy, withdrawn, and feeling so down about how long this goal is taking, whether or not you can actually achieve it, that you've been pulling away from the world and pulling too far into yourself and stuck in your own head about it and your own emotions about it. This is affecting your ability to keep working toward it. The Eight of Pentacles, when inverted, is a lack of focus, a lack of ambition, a lack of any sort of motivation to keep going. But the Page of Pentacles is a new opportunity and is a renewed sense of being able to move toward this goal again. It's enthusiasm, it's dreams. And I think that is the linchpin in how you'll be able to keep moving forward. This dream, this goal, means something very important to you. And that is going to renew your enthusiasm, especially because I think there will be some sort of a new opportunity or new information that comes in to re-inspire your want to keep working toward this. You are perfectly capable. You are adequate. You will be able to reach this goal. It may take longer than you anticipated. It may be through a different means than you thought initially. You might need a new method or a new mindset to figure out how to actually reach it. You also are going to need to stand your ground. Stick to your boundaries. Don't let anyone or anything, including your own negative thoughts, convince you that you are not capable or you are not worthy of reaching this goal. Forget what it means to quit, just like Taurus. You are capable of doing it. You just need to reframe the situation, find a new outlook on it, and keep going and stand your ground. Leo, you have pulled for Bealtaine, the Queen of Wands inverted, the Six of Pentacles inverted, the Ten of Pentacles inverted, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords inverted. Your creativity oracle, as you see the artwork here, says overwhelm. The hard work we love can leave us feeling burdened, drained, and burnt out, among other problems. Leo similarly is reeling from either working too hard toward a goal or feeling that a lot more work has been put in toward a goal than you've seen any reward for. And you're definitely very concerned with financial or home or career stability, as we have mostly pentacles here. And it's affecting your drive and ability to keep pushing forward. It's also affecting your mental state. The Queen of Wands inverted at the bottom of the deck shows a jealous or demanding or selfish streak. I think ultimately it's your self-doubt about this situation, whatever you've been working toward. You have the inverted Six of Pentacles, which likewise is a selfishness and a stinginess. It can also represent debt. It is sometimes seen as giving with strings attached. Perhaps you're continuing to be charitable, but you feel the need to ask for something in return. You're lending money to people and making it very clear that you expect what you've lent to come back to you as soon as possible. Perhaps you're even considering charging interest for your friends for money you've lent, letting people stay in your house, but they're gonna have to owe you a favor in return instead of just, here's a place to sleep, you're my friend and I care about you, that sort of thing. You're feeling like you are in debt, and so you need to reaccrue what you're missing as much as possible in every avenue possible. The inverted Ten of Pentacles is a severe lack of financial or home stability. Because of your doubt and the debt that is partially causing this doubt, your physical foundations are feeling shaken. I'm wondering if perhaps there's been a recent change. Maybe you've moved homes. You've sold your house and bought a new one. You've switched apartments, maybe bought a new car. I feel like there's a serious financial or career or home change that has occurred, and you're concerned with where this leaves the rest of your finances or with how well you'll settle in, concerned with how temporary or permanent this might be. It's put a weight on your finances, but you also want to protect whatever this new investment is. And I think perhaps you're protecting it with too iron of a grip, and it's affecting how you interact with other people, right? Because the inverted Ace of Swords, which we haven't quite covered yet, is confusion, brutality, chaos. You need to release confusion and embrace clear, honest thinking. You are overwhelmed with concerns around your finances, your house, your job, whatever it is. You're overwhelming yourself, I think, with worrying about it. Yes, it's something to be concerned about, but the Queen of Pentacles is your way out here. She says you are perfectly capable of being practical, maintaining financial security, but continuing to invest in everything you need and some of what you want. You don't need to be an outright penny pincher. You don't need to spend the rest of your life avoiding spending at all costs to balance out whatever investment has just occurred. And you don't need to spend every waking moment around this new investment worried about how long it will last. If it was a worthwhile investment, it will last. You don't need to make every last second of it count. If it was a worthwhile investment, it will prove itself so. And the money that was spent will come back to you. Live your life the way it needs and wants to be lived. Let go. You are capable of being practical and maintaining stability in the face of having made this big change. You've made big changes like this before, bigger, I would imagine. Why is this one suddenly weighing on you so much? It's gonna be okay. You're absolutely capable of navigating all of this. Slow down. Let yourself stop thinking about it for a while. Come back with a clearer head and really look at where you stand. You've got so much available to you. Not just in terms of actual physical money, but time, opportunity, friends and loved ones to talk things out with and spend time with. It's gonna be okay. Virgo, you have drawn the Ten of Swords inverted, Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Temperance inverted, Five of Pentacles inverted, and you have 3 oracle cards. They all kind of popped out at once. Procrastination. Stop focusing on your problems and excuses. Take a small step and do something constructive. You have nurture. For self-care, try loving and nurturing yourself as you would a child or pet. And you have play. Our work can and should take on the quality of play, for it is play that stimulates creativity. The inverted Ten of Swords says that you are on the way back up from something. Ten of Swords is rock bottom. I forgot to mention for Leo, so I'll mention it here. But tens also indicate that you've reached the end of something. Start looking at what's next. The Ten of Swords is rock bottom. Good thing about rock bottom is you can only go up from there. It's a silver lining sort of thing. When inverted, it indicates that that upward path has begun. You are coming out of whatever darkness, whatever difficulty, whatever issue. There are some things that need to be worked on in order for this upward trajectory to continue. And that's what the rest of these cards are letting you know. The Two of Swords indicates some sort of a stalemate and a decision that needs to be made. It's one of those decisions where there's not necessarily one better answer than the other. You just gotta make the decision. Look at all the information and make the decision that feels right, but know that it's not that weighty of a decision where there's a right and a wrong answer. It's really just a, as my boyfriend would say, a 6-1, half dozen the other sort of scenario. The Page of Pentacles does indicate a new opportunity. It's a card of dreaming and ambition. Your energy's gonna start to come back. It might be a thing of just needing to take everything one step at a time. And as you keep making these steps and making these decisions, you're gonna start to feel better about the situation because look how much is behind you already. But keep focusing on the dream, on the ambition, on the goal, because that's gonna keep you going. Temperance inverted is you need to rebalance things. Find a healthy balance between work and play. We have the play card. Taking care of others and taking care of yourself. The nurture card. And procrastination and play sort of are the two sides of one coin here, right? And procrastination goes hand in hand with the Two of Swords as well. Don't let yourself avoid working by coming up with all these excuses and all these other things that need to be done first. What's one thing you can do today to move one step closer to your goal? Go do it. If it's a priority, you will find the time to do it. And that's one of the big things, right? Don't keep telling yourself you don't have time. Instead, tell yourself whether or not it's a priority. Because if it's a priority, and a high enough one, you'll find the time to do it. And if you can't be bothered to find the time to do it, then it's not a priority. That might be how you have to frame this for a while in order to actually get the things that are important done. But find that balance. Take care of yourself so that you have the energy to take care of others. Work, but not so hard you burn yourself out. Relax. Play, take breaks, but not so much that the work never continues. The Five of Pentacles inverted does also hint at there having been some sort of hardship. This is something mental and this is financial or job related. But there is support. You're finding that support, and that is furthering your way out. There is support and help for whatever your situation is right around you. You just need to reach out and actually ask, because sometimes the people who can help don't realize that you need it. Have those conversations. Take advantage of the resources available to you to help you move along. Even if all you do each day is one step towards your goal, it is better than nothing. Keep going. You can only keep going up. Got it. Libra, you have drawn for Bealtaine, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Wands, Death, the Seven of Wands, and your oracle reads Success. Enjoying your life and the unfolding of your creative ability as much as possible is true success. Queen of Swords is a clear mind. It's perceptive. She's complex as well. She accepts that wisdom can often come at an emotional cost, but strives to find a balance between logic and emotion in informing her decisions and how she moves through the world. Nine of Wands is a card of resilience and encouraging you to keep pushing forward because you're at the last stretch. It's the last little bit. You're so close. Death indicates a significant change. Not an upheaval necessarily. It's not the sort of change like the Tower is, but it is still a significant change. And change can be scary regardless of what it is. But it's a change that needs to happen. And you're so close to the point where this change will take hold. You need to be ready for it, and you need to maintain this level head and this clear mind, and perhaps need to set aside emotion a little bit more than perhaps you normally do to really navigate it. The Seven of Wands is all about maintaining boundary and defending your ground, being stalwart. It's quite literally, he's standing on the hill, beating off all the people who would take the hill from him. So there's an aspect of you needing to be stable and perhaps stoic in your response to other people in talking about this and navigating it, and knowing that this path and the decisions you make as you navigate it are the best for you, and anyone who tries to sway you or dissuade you, be damned. You know what you're doing. You've worked so hard for this for so long. Be prepared for people to perhaps question or dissuade, but know that you need not listen. Stand your ground. Defend your boundary. Maintain that people need to respect the boundaries that you lay out in front of them. Draw that line and keep it clear. I do think this is a good change because we do have this card of success, right? Enjoying your life and all of the possibility and all of your creativity is true success. I think there's a level of not letting other people convince you that what you see as a successful goal isn't enough, isn't what you should be after. Everyone's idea of success and what they need to have in their life and how their life needs to look for them to consider themselves successful will be different. Because we're all different, we live different lives, thus we develop different goals and different ways to reach those goals. Your version of success is what you need to focus on, and what you see as the right path toward that success is what you need to follow. And everyone who tells you you're wrong, that you're not doing enough, that you're wasting your time even going for this goal, can shut up or get out. They need to support you reaching your goal the way you see fit, the same way you support them reaching their goal as they see fit. Otherwise, they have no business giving you their 2 cents. Scorpio, you have pulled for Beltane, the Two of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and your creativity oracle states originality. Feel lighthearted and free while trusting your unique way of doing things is the right way. The Two of Wands indicates that you are at the start of a new path. You are beginning the way forward toward a new goal. And now is a time for you to plan and consider all of the options, make all the decisions, pay attention to and start making those first steps on that path, whatever they might be. Whatever one thing you can do each day to make progress, start doing it. Have a solid plan and be open-minded and optimistic about everything you can learn and discover and all the ways you can grow as you take this path. And I think the rest of your spread is essentially all of the things you are meant to hold on to and that are meant to really, really be at the forefront of helping guide you down this path to this goal. The Hanged Man, for instance, is a card of sacrifice. It's also a card that often indicates a need to change your perspective on something. There are things that are going to be let go of in favor of following this path and reaching this goal, because this goal is going to prove more important than the things you're letting go of. But also in learning new things and learning more about yourself and what you're capable of, what you can achieve, you'll be sacrificing and letting go of a lot of things that are buried perhaps deeper that you haven't realized are buried so deep and are affecting who you are, how you act in certain situations. The Queen of Pentacles and King of Wands, however, feel a bit more like sort of the goal of who you could potentially become, right? Or qualities to embody, or individuals who could help you. The Hanged Man even could be an individual who will help you, someone whose perspective and way of looking at the world is so vastly different from yours, but it helps to open your mind a little bit more to some new ways of thinking in order to help you navigate some of the obstacles or the delays that might come up with this goal. The Queen of Pentacles is practical. She operates from a place of financial stability, and she understands that because she has laid the groundwork and trusts that money will always come back, that her home can always be cleaned and revitalized, that jobs will come and go, she is able to continue to spend what needs to be spent in terms of money, time, energy on what she needs and what she wants, knowing that she's not going to become destitute tomorrow for deciding to add a little extra sour cream to her lunch today. Something like that. Yeah, she's practical, she's level-headed, and she is nurturing. She's very earth-centered. Very much a Mother Earth sort of energy from her. And we have the King of Wands, who is a fabulous leader. He's very good at looking at the big picture, and he knows how to overcome challenges in order to achieve what is toward the end of that big picture. He's all about having vision, and she's all about making sure to take care of yourself as you work toward that vision and that goal that you have so clear in your head. A very clear goal and a very clear plan, and an understanding that you need to care for yourself and know your limits. You can test those limits, but not too hard. You've got all the building blocks for how you can succeed on this new journey. And the last thing to keep in mind is that your path in this venture is not going to look exactly the same as anyone else who has been down this path before. It doesn't hurt to look to others for advice or inspiration, but remember that you are a different person. Your life has played out to this point differently from anyone else around you, and it will continue to play out differently. And that is often one of our bigger strengths rather than a weakness. There are so many ways that you can apply knowledge and perhaps in doing so serve to be an inspiration and a muse to other people. As you accomplish this path and do so successfully in your own way, you could be helping other people whose lives and brains work more like yours as opposed to anyone else who's come before you. Trust that ultimately the way you conduct yourself as you follow this path, the decisions you make and the steps you take, not to rhyme and sound like Mary Poppins here, are ultimately what must be best for you, because it is ultimately up to you what is best for you. You are fully capable of reaching whatever it is your next goal is. Just a few things to keep in mind. Sagittarius, you have drawn the Chariot, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Magician in reverse, and your oracle reads enchantment. We are enchanted when the muses sing the art spirit into us. You are very close to the end of whatever you are working toward right now, Sagittarius. You are very close. Very, very close. The Nine of Wands in particular. I'm gonna skip over the bottom card for a second. The Nine of Wands is a card of resilience, but it also represents that final push and the determination to finish that last stretch. You've worked really hard up to this point, and the reward will be worth the work you have put in. You have the Six of Wands, which is victory, it is achievement, it is public recognition even very often, because the man on horseback is parading past a bunch of people who are celebrating him. And your bottom card, being the Chariot, indicates steady movement, positive direction, and good control and determination. The inverted Magician is what's interesting here, and I think he's mostly a warning to make sure that being so close to your goal doesn't get too far into your head and cause you to lose this control. You need to maintain your momentum without swerving too hard off the path, if that makes sense. Don't let the closeness of the end trick you into cutting corners and starting to make mistakes. Don't let it trick you into no longer heeding you know, your limits, but more so don't get so caught up in how close the end is that you forget why you started. And I think that's where this enchantment one comes in. We become enchanted when the muses sing to us. There's a kind of magic that happens when we are inspired to create, to do the things that we choose to do. And we make that magic something more special when we take that inspiration and actually do and make it something real instead of just ideas in our head. And so I think your counsel is, in order to avoid letting your own head or anyone else around you who wants to be Debbie Downer, I think the main way to avoid things falling apart when you're so close to the end is just to keep going back to your inspiration. Go back to your why. Why are you doing this? Why is it so important? And it doesn't matter what your answer is, you just need to keep that answer in focus. You need to keep going back to your inspiration and let that be your constant reminder. Close as you may be, even the final steps need to be taken with the same care and dedication as the first steps were. Keep your momentum, but don't swerve off the path. Capricorn, your Beltane reading consists of a Hierophant in reverse, the Devil, Wheel of Fortune inverted, the Six of Pentacles. And your Creativity Oracle, this hummingbird, states, flash. A creative flash of inspiration will come to you and quickly give you the perfect solution. Capricorn is struggling a little bit right now. The inverted Hierophant is a card of breaking molds. It's a card of rebellion, needing to stray from tradition. It ultimately is a reminder that your inner voice is often more honest and more correct than any sort of outer information can hope to be. No matter how well-meaning and high quality advice from other people about what you're dealing with, what you're going through can be. And I do believe that most people who might try to help you and give you advice on your situation are well-meaning. Ultimately, your mind, your body, your soul is going to know best what is right for you and for your situation. And there come times where we need to listen to ourselves in spite of anyone else's thoughts or opinions, even when it seems like it is the less intelligent thing to do or the less practical thing to do. Sometimes you just have to do things differently from how everyone else does them. And I'm wondering if that's sort of the internal conflict here, because you need to change something about how you are navigating a situation. But the Devil card combined with the inverted Wheel of Fortune indicate that you are struggling to implement this change and redirect on this issue. The Devil is a card of excess. It's often tied to addiction. I like to use the word obsession. There's something very, very like front and center in your mind that you are focusing so hard on and clinging so hard to control, to not let be ruined, to not want to let go. And it's why you're stuck. You are so hell-bent on doing things the way you've been convinced up to this point is the way to do it, that any implication, even from your own brain, that there's might be a different way that works out better, you're ignoring it, you're saying no, you're shutting it down, because this is the way it's supposed to work and this is the way it's gonna work. And clearly, it's not working. So it's time to try something different. The Six of Pentacles is sort of some of your advice, along with the Oracle card to me indicates that at some point there's going to be that moment where everything just clicks and you're going to realize what the better way forward is, and it's all gonna shift. It's all gonna be so much easier. You're gonna be drinking your morning coffee one day and just, oh, why was I acting like that? Okay, let's try this instead. And it's all gonna make so much sense. And it might not be right away. Maybe this reading is spurring that on. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be something else someone says. Maybe it's a song comes on the radio. It could be anything, but something's gonna make it click. The Six of Pentacles may also help with getting that to click. It's a card of charity, generosity, and sharing, and the affirmation is, I give with generosity and I receive with gratitude. And with Pentacles, they're typically like money associated, but I think this is more leaning toward the slightly less tangible aspects of it, your time and your energy and your prioritization. We need, when we give to others, for instance, when we choose to spend time with other people and have conversation, we shouldn't always be spurred on by doing things for our own benefit. We're spending time with other people because we love those other people. We're spending time with them because, well, they want to see us, so, you know, I should do this for them. And you're giving them your energy in that scenario as well. Likewise, when others give to you, be gracious. Don't look for any little thing to make it not worthwhile. Don't constantly feel the need to turn things down because you don't want to be selfish. You don't want to seem needy. You don't want it to somehow get turned into you having asked for it. Don't look for ulterior meanings behind what you're being given and how it's actually an insult. Just, you thought of me, thank you. That's it. There's just a conflict of mentality. You're so stuck in an old way of thinking that you can't move forward, and it's gonna take some shifts in other behaviors for you to open up your mind and see that there's another way forward, and you need to trust that that other way forward, while it's not what everyone has said up to this point is the right way to go about it, it is ultimately the right way for you. Some of the other readings have already brought up that everyone's life, everyone's path must look different from one another, because we ourselves as people are different and unique from one another. There will be similarities, but it's not all going to be the same. Be open to the revelation, let it come to you, and stop trying to death grip control of how things happen and when things happen. Just focus on letting them happen. Aquarius, you have drawn for Bealtaine the Eight of Cups inverted, the Empress inverted, the Nine of Swords in reverse, the Five of Wands, and your Creativity Oracle, Patience. Creativity takes time, and sometimes a project can seem to be taking too long and seen as failing. I'm not sure what the source is, but Aquarius is very afraid of something. So the Eight of Cups typically is, each of the minor suits has a card that indicates a moving on point, a letting go point, a smaller transition or ending for the sake of the bigger ending that is beyond. The Eight of Cups is that version for our watery suit here. So when inverted, typically it means that there's something being clung to. There's hesitancy. There's a comfort zone that Aquarius does not want to leave for some reason. Eight of Cups inverted is confusion, fear of loss, fear of the unknown, a need to embrace change and move forward with courage. The inverted Empress, similarly, is dependency. She's clinging too hard to comfort. She's perhaps smothering others with her attention and her affection. It's an emptiness. The Nine of Swords is fear, despair. It's a card of sleepless nights, and when inverted is very, very bad. Sleepless nights. It's almost outright insomnia, or it's constant nightmares keeping you up, or you're just not falling asleep because you can't turn your brain off because you're so worried. Five of Wands is conflict. There is a serious internal struggle going on for Aquarius, and I don't know what the cause is. I don't know what the catalyst is. You will know for sure, but the Oracle is your primary counsel to be patient with yourself. Take it a breath, a step, a day at a time, because you're not gonna be like this for forever. And for what it's worth, because again, I'm getting very much a sense of you knowing that you need to move forward out of what's comfortable. You don't want that comfort to become complacency. And we all must become uncomfortable in order to become comfortable. We must step out of our comfort zones in order to have the journeys that bring us to our goals, in order to grow and be better in whatever way we want or need to be better. Be patient with yourself. Don't shy away from the discomfort. Don't let fear stop you. You can do the thing and still be afraid, because it is in doing that thing we're afraid of that helps us conquer that fear and at least be less afraid, if not no longer afraid. Be patient with yourself. You're only human, you're not perfect, but you will get to wherever you're going. Doesn't matter how quickly you get there. Pisces, your reading is the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles inverted, the Emperor, the Page of Wands in reverse, and your oracle says overwhelm. The hard work we love can leave us feeling burdened, drained, and burnt out, leading to further problems. I think Pisces, like several other of the signs, is working too hard and is too concerned with how long something is taking or with limits. I think more so Pisces might be putting the blame for how long things are taking on the wrong aspect of the situation. The Nine of Pentacles is a very positive card. It indicates reward. It's the fruits of your labor. It's feeling of independence and having reached a level of independence. It's safety. It's comfort. It's stability. It's also the second to last of its suit. You're very close to achieving what you're actually after in terms of finances, career, your home. You're in a very, very good place. And that's amazing because you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse that shows that perhaps you were very recently not in the best of places and you've come out of that, and that's amazing. The Five of Pentacles in reverse now reminds you that help is still available to you whenever you need it. You just need to actually ask for it. Reach out, have the conversation, take the resources, use them. You have the Emperor, who is a very fatherly figure. He is a card of structure, of authority. Structure, like he provides, is vastly important for creating a foundation that we can fall back on and that can help us feel more stable, more secure, so that we are stronger and more courageous to go out and do the things we need to do, to take steps that are perhaps a little bigger than we anticipated, knowing that we always have somewhere safe to come back to. But I think oftentimes we can confuse that structure for being restrictive. And while it can be important and useful to stray from traditions, from structure, from how things have always been done, to try something new, because maybe that something new is what's actually better, it doesn't mean the structure goes out the window. It doesn't mean that you are chained and caged for having an amount of structure, for having a schedule, a routine, whatever it may be. The Page of Wands being inverted does indicate that you're feeling stuck and you're feeling caged. You've got all this negative energy, I think, holding over from whatever you were previously dealing with, and you're not fully seeing how well set up you are for success. Thus, you're not taking advantage of your situation and all the resources and the help available to you, because you've been so used to having to do it yourself that now suddenly you're overwhelmed, as the oracle indicates, with how much is available to you. You don't know what to do with it, and so you're almost scoffing at the resources, at the help, at the stability. You're seeing this foundation as though it's made of sand, and it's not. It's true, money doesn't last forever. Time is always moving. It's not gonna fall apart today, probably not even tomorrow. It's not gonna fall apart within the next month. So do what you can with it while you've got it, instead of avoiding doing anything for the risk of it falling apart the second you breathe a little too hard. You've got everything you need, including other people who want to help. You don't have to go at this alone. Even if it is a solo thing, if you're self-employed, for instance, doing things like I kind of do, yeah, it's up to you to do the actual work, but you can talk to other people about what's going on. And even if they don't fully understand, if they care, they're gonna listen. They're at least gonna let you vent. And whether or not their solutions they offer help, if there's someone very solution-oriented who tends to do that, their intention is to try to help, even if it doesn't actually. And you can have that as part of the conversation. Like, hey, I'm not really looking for solutions because I know this isn't necessarily something you deal with. I just needed to vent, and your ear is one that I trust. Even if that's the only conversation you need and that's the help you need, it's still there. You're out in the cold, but there are plenty of houses that you can knock on the door of to ask if you can sit by their fireplace for a few hours. You're not in this alone, Pisces. Don't keep running yourself ragged, thinking that you have to handle everything yourself and act as though you are still in that worse place you were in previously. Things have improved because of the work you've put in. Relax a little bit and take advantage of all the good that's come to you. And last but not least, for our Beltane readings is Aries, who has drawn the Eight of Cups inverted, with the Nine of Swords inverted underneath, Page of Cups in reverse, the Tower inverted, the Two of Wands, and your oracle is fear. If you want to be free of fear or phobia, you must understand why it exists and make peace with it. Aries, more so than Aquarius, because Aquarius had a similar reading, but this is much more intense and much more blatant. Aries clearly needs a message now. Aries, you are afraid of something, and it's what is ultimately causing the problem. You're letting your fear and your doubt and your worry stop you, and it's gone on too long. Eight of Cups is fear of the unknown and not wanting to move on from where you are because you're more worried about what lies beyond that you don't know about. And you can't spend your whole life being afraid of the things you don't know about. You simply have to move forward with the knowledge you do have, with the trust in yourself to learn what you need to know to be better off to keep moving forward, and with the courage to look your fear in the eye and say, yeah, okay, I'm afraid of this. It's not gonna stop me. Inverted Page of Cups is uncreative. It's fearful, it's worried, it's doubting. The inverted Tower shows me that this fear and this worry and the situation that it stems from are coming to a head. You are letting this completely stagnate you and your life. And if you don't do something now, life is going to make a choice for you. And as scary as it is to step out of what's comfortable and do new things and put your dreams on the line to achieve them, you will feel worse if life decides the dream can't happen because you've put it off for so long. You need to have a serious talk with yourself about why you are so afraid, and get to the core of it. Come to understand it. It's not gonna necessarily get rid of the fear, but an understanding of why you have this fear might help you have more courage to move forward in spite of it. And it is natural to be afraid of what you don't know could be ahead of you. But as I have said in many videos, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the realization that something else is more important than that fear. It is the choice to look that fear square in the eye and say, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway. And that is the kind of energy you need right now. Two of Wands indicates that you need to also come back to basics a little bit. Come back to what it is you're dreaming of. What is it that you want? Why you want it? How are you going to go about getting it? Make that plan and break it down into as small of steps as you need to, so it feels less daunting. Because if you have a plan, it's a little less scary, right? Confront your fear and start moving. And there we have our 12 readings for the season of Bealtaine for 2025. I hope you have found whatever guidance you needed in at least one of the readings herein. Several of them were on similar veins. And I hope that Beltane and the next 6 weeks, as we move toward the height and the fullness of summer at the solstice, are invigorating and as warm and bright as you need them to be to help you through whatever you're going through. And I shall speak to you all again with more advice from the cards and the universe through them at midsummer. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know where all of the buttons and the links are to show me that love, but if nothing else, I hope you will subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Be part of the first 500 subscribers, and turn on notifications with that little bell icon so you never miss a video. If you would like to see more content like this, I have my divination playlist linked in the cards and in the description, where you can also find my Linktree portal if you would like to keep up with my adventures on other social media planes. As always, I would like to give a huge special thanks to my coven of patrons, who continue to be my biggest supporters. And if you, dear viewer, would like to join their ranks, again, check that Linktree for my Patreon, which begins at $1 per month. Thanks again. Stay tuned for the rest of the vlogs from Walt Disney World 2025, followed by all of our Vegas travel vlogs, and I shall speak to you all again very soon. Keep aiming, my loves. Mwah! Blessed Bealtaine.